Have a look. It might be this part here. Chimney, the window.
And there's no tree behind it, but maybe you think that...
No, the tree doesn't exist anymore. But it might be this part of the building.
If there was one thing the Nazis left more than goose-stepping and ruining everything, it was weird, pointless projects. And this tale is no exception. Because we're diving into Operation Angora, the Nazi plan to weaponize rabbits? It's the early 1940s, and the Nazis are knee-deep in trying to take over the world while ensuring nobody has a good time. Armies are expensive, and the German war machine needed materials. They were short on leather, wool, and basically every textile, except bad vibes. Entered the Angora rabbit, the Führer of the fluff world. Now, if you're unfamiliar, Angora rabbits look like what happens when a regular rabbit eats a cloud and explodes. Their fur is so soft, it's like holding a piece of guilt-free luxury. Except under Nazi rule, nothing was guilt-free, and they had plans for these bunnies. They wanted millions of rabbits specifically bred for their fur. Why? Because Angora wool was supposed to help make winter clothing for the Wehrmacht, the German army, so they wouldn't freeze while marching into Russia. They froze anyway. But hey, points for effort. The project began with Heinrich Himmler, head of the SS and full-time creep. Himmler, a one-time chicken farmer, was obsessed with animal husbandry and thought breeding rabbits could help create a self-sufficient Nazi textile industry. In classic Nazi fashion, they gave it a sinister name, Operation Angora. Himmler didn't just want rabbits bred, he wanted them bred perfectly. Nazi ideology infected everything, including bunny farms. The SS set up rabbit colonies across concentration camps throughout occupied Europe. And how do we know all of this? Because it was carefully documented in a photo album given to Heinrich Himmler showing the achievements of Operation Angora. A journalist named Sigrid Schulz found the album in a barn in Germany after the war.
This is Sigrid Schulz, the Berlin correspondent of the Chicago Tribune, speaking to you from Munich.
Just look at that cover. Naturally, that's Angora fur. When the Nazis took on a stupid project, they took it to the extreme. Published under the charming title of Die Angora-Zuchten des SS-Wirtschaftsverwaltungshauptamtes, which kind of translates into the breeding of the Angora rabbits within the SS economy you get the point. And it was a real page-turner. Think of it as 1940s PowerPoint. Charts, maps, graphs, it's all there. And of course, pictures. It even shows fluffy bunnies getting pampered and sheared, all while concentration camp prisoners suffered a few feet away. The album features over 100 of these photos, obsessively documenting the SS rabbit breeding efforts at infamous camps such as Auschwitz, Dachau, and of course, Sachsenhausen. The camps raised thousands of rabbits, and the Nazis kept meticulous records of their breeding programs because, heaven forbid, they'd be disorganized about rabbits while committing genocide. The Nazis left behind boxes of records at the end of the war, including monthly camp reports, such as this one from Sachsenhausen, complete with workplace accident statistics. Other documents included carefully itemized lists of the amount of Angora wool harvested, targeted monthly weights for the rabbits, and a complete Angora bill of fare, 300 grams of Futterrüben, turnips, 30 grams of straw, and 100 grams of hay per day. Meanwhile, concentration camp prisoners had to make do with watery soup and 200 grams of bread for dinner, if they were lucky. The fur from these well-fed rabbits was collected and made into socks, gloves, and lining for uniforms. Himmler was so obsessed with this project that he personally inspected the rabbit farms. A real multitasker, that Himmler. Of course, in true Nazi fashion, the project was a colossal failure. By 1945, Germany was losing the war, and nobody cared about the Angora rabbit empire anymore. Most of the rabbits either died or were abandoned. Fitting, since the Nazis themselves weren't far behind. And the Project Angora album? Now it's safely stored where it belongs, in the archives of the Wisconsin Historical Society, haunting historians and making us collectively ask, why the hell was this even a thing? So what's the moral of the story? Well, besides the obvious, don't be a Nazi, it's a reminder that even the most evil regimes waste their time on the dumbest stuff. The Nazis spent years breeding fluffy rabbits to keep their soldiers warm, only to lose a war because they didn't realize fighting in Russia during the winter was a bad idea. Today, Operation Angora stands as a perfect example of the bizarre contradictions of the Nazi regime. Unparalleled cruelty, paired with absurd, misguided projects. It's almost like evil doesn't make you smart. Who knew? So the next time you see a fluffy Angora rabbit that makes your heart melt, just remember whose side they were on in World War II.